Hello, it's Alison from Bag Lady Bird Learn to Sew. Welcome. Today I'm talking to you about something that happens regularly within my classes, and it's when your seams don't match up. And very often beginners will blame this on themselves. They say, oh, it's my rubbish cutting out, or I haven't cut it out accurately, and you'll find that one seam ends up longer than the other. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not your cutting. What has happened usually is that the fibres of fabric have stretched out, so your one part of your fabric ends up longer than the other. It very often happens with necklines, but it'll also happen when you've got one piece of fabric that has got interfacing on it and the other one hasn't. Things you have to take care not to stretch out, but if it happens, don't panic. You can ease it back in. You can make the fabric fit back into that shape, and I'm here to show you the steps you need to follow to get that to happen. So first of all, the first thing you need to do is to match up the points you know. So it's always the top and bottom of any seam, then match any notches, and then we work with easing in the points in between that. So we assume that the top and bottom and the notches are all correct, and that will help you ease in the other bits that you don't need to worry about. So I'm going to show you now how to do that, and this is on a project that I've just been working on. It's the Sew Along project for December 2021 in my Love and Stitches club, and we're making the named clothing larger dressing gown, and I have been using this cotton waffle that is prone to stretching out quite a bit. It also shrinks back when you wash it, but it stretches when you're working with it. So I will show you how I've done that. And it was on a straight piece of the front edge, so the front edge of the dressing gown where the collar part was interfaced and the other part was not. So let's watch the steps now. If you're not sure where your notches are, get your pattern pieces out and put it back on. Identify those notches. It makes life much easier if you've got those points that you know, particularly when something is stretched out, that you can find the points that should match and ease in the other bits. Now, easing in is a skill. The more you do it, the more your fabric handling skills will increase. I tend to use my finger and thumb along the stitch line, so I'm not matching up the raw edge, I'm matching up the stitch line where you're going to be sewing. And you can easily, well not easily, but you can often ease in a good sort of extra fabric, particularly if your fabric is very kind of wavy like this. It does, you can see there, if you were to just pin as it is, you'd end up with a big lump there like that, but we want to ease that out, ease that in, so we work to the center of each section after we've found the notches, rather than starting at one end and working our way in. So we're evening out any of that extra stretched out bits to completely match up the seams when you pin it. I do love the magic of this, where just working with the fabric and telling it what to do just eases itself in. Fabric, unlike some children, will do as it is told. Okay, so we've got that all nicely matched up, you can see there. So now it's on to back to the sewing machine. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel for more great Learn to Sew videos that will help make you a better dressmaker.